They give you a lot of rules when you take a fire lookout job. Watch for smoke, log the weather, call it in on the radio. But there was one rule the old ranger told me twice, made me repeat it back to him. If you ever hear your own voice come through on the radio, your voice saying your own call sign, do not answer it. I didn't ask why. I wish I had. Here's what the job is. You live in a little glass box on top of a mountain, 14 feet square. One room, a bed, a stove, and windows on all four sides so you can see the whole world burning if it ever decides to. Mine was on a peak called Black Pine, in the mountains of western Montana. Nearest road, 9 miles down. Nearest person, further than that. For weeks at a time, it's just you. You, the wind, and the radio. The radio is everything up there. It's how you call in a fire. It's how the ranger station knows you are alive. And every night at 9, all the lookouts on the district get on the same channel and check in. One by one. Just voices. There was a woman named Diane on Ash Mountain, 20 miles east of me. I never saw her face, never will. But every night for a whole summer, hers was the last voice I heard before the dark. She'd been doing it 11 years. She knew the mountain the way you know an old house. She's the one who told me, the wind up here plays tricks. Sounds carry. You'll hear things. I liked it. I really did. Just me and the sky and a friendly voice at 9 o'clock. For a while, that was enough. It started small, the way these things always do. It was a Tuesday in late July. I keyed the radio to log my evening weather. Same as always. Black Pine lookout. Temperature 61. Winds light out of the west. I let go of the button, and the radio answered. Black Pine lookout. Temperature 61. Winds light out of the west. My own words, my own voice. A half second behind me, like an echo that had to think about it first. I sat there with the handset in my lap. I told myself it was a stuck channel, a repeater bouncing my signal back off the far ridge. It happens. Radios are strange in the mountains. That's what Diane said when I asked her at check-in.
Oh, that's just the mountain, hun. Ash does it to me too, some nights. You get used to it.
I wanted to believe her, so I did, for about a week, because the echo didn't stay an echo. The next thing I noticed, it stopped repeating me exactly. I'd say, winds light out of the west, and it would come back a bit later and say, winds light out of the west for now. Little things, words I didn't say, added on the end, in my own voice, like it was finishing my sentences. I stopped logging weather out loud. I started whispering it, barely pressing the button. It answered anyway. Then it came down off the radio. Black Pine Lookout has a catwalk, a narrow walkway that wraps around the outside of the glass box, so you can step out and look in every direction. Just a railing between you and a very long fall. One night, late, maybe 2 in the morning, I heard footsteps on it, slow ones, deliberate. Wood creaking under weight, going all the way around the tower, past the north window, past the east, past the bed, where I was lying very, very still. I told myself it was a bear. Bears climb, but bears don't walk like that. Bears don't stop right outside the glass and stand there for an hour. I didn't look. God help me. I put my back to the window and I did not look. And just before dawn, the radio clicked on by itself, and in my own tired voice, it said, "You should have looked." The next night, I got on the radio early, before check-in. I needed to hear Diane. I needed one real person. Ash Mountain, this is Black Pine. Diane, you there? Nothing. Diane, come on, please. And then a voice came back, and it was warm, and it was kind, and it was hers.
I'm here, hon. I'm always here. What's wrong?
So I told her all of it, the echo, the footsteps, the thing it said, and she was quiet for a long moment. And then she said very gently,
Why don't you come out on the catwalk, hun? I'll stay on the line. You'll see there's nothing there.
And I almost did, because here's the thing. That's exactly what Diane would say. Kind, practical, come out, you'll see, there's nothing there. But Diane check-in was at 9, and it was 9:15, and Diane never ever called before 9. 11 years, she told me that herself. I put down the handset, and I picked up the logbook, the one every lookout before me had written in, and I flipped to the back, looking for the district roster, names, peaks, call signs. Ash Mountain was there, and next to it, in faded pen, Ash Mountain Lookout closed. Structure removed 2019. There was no one on Ash Mountain. There hadn't been for 6 years. I don't know how long I sat there. The radio was quiet. The thing pretending to be Diane had stopped. Maybe it knew I'd figured it out. Maybe it was just done pretending. And then, soft, right against the glass, right behind my head, I heard my own voice, not from the radio this time, from outside, from the catwalk. "Let me in," it said, in my voice, my exact voice, tired and scared and mine. "It's cold out here. Please, let me in. I don't want to be out here anymore." And I understood then what the old ranger meant, why he made me say it twice. Whatever it was, it had spent all summer listening, learning the shape of me, my words, my voice, practicing, until it could stand outside my door in the dark and sound so much like a frightened man that a frightened man might just open it. I didn't open the door. I sat in the center of that little glass room, and I waited for the sun. And all night, it stood out there in my voice, and it begged. At dawn, it stopped. I looked. The catwalk was empty, just a little mud by the door. In the shape of feet, bare ones, I hiked down that morning, 9 miles. I didn't call it in. I just left. The Forest Service asked why I abandoned the post. I told them the truth. They wrote "not suited to isolation" in my file, and they never called me again. That was 2 years ago. Here's the part I can't shake. I keep a little emergency radio in my apartment now. A scanner. Force of habit, I guess. You spend the summer with a radio as your only friend. It's hard to sleep in the silence. Most nights it's just static. Weather, truckers, nothing. But every so often, late, when I can't sleep, it picks something up, far away, faint, a signal that shouldn't be able to reach this far from any mountain. And it's a voice, calling a call sign, over and over, into the dark. Black pine look out, black pine look out, do you copy? It's my voice, still up there, still calling. And I remember the rule, the one he made me say twice, so I don't answer it. Thanks for listening. If you're ever alone somewhere quiet tonight, and you hear something call your name in a voice you know, don't answer it. Good night.